quick, easy, no hunting sign. And I'm working in the dungeon, aka my basement, because my workshop is nowhere near ready to go. So we're going to square up this piece of oak that came off of a pallet. And for this piece, I'm going to need 11.5 inches of wood. This is oak. So right about there. So we have our piece cut to length. Now we're going to run it on the planer. And again, the lighting is terrible because we're working in the dungeon. But this is the DeWalt DW734. This is the second one of these I had. The first one I sold when I moved from Arizona. And I liked it so much I bought a second one. I just recently purchased this, so there may be an overview review of this machine. But for now, we're just going to cut this board down and continue with the content of this particular video. And this is an oak board, like I said, from a pallet. It's 3/4, 7/8 of an inch thick, and one pass, and it came out pretty nice. But we're going to do another one to make it really nice and get rid of some of these divots in it. Okay, that came out beautiful. There is a little split in it that I didn't catch. However, it only goes down probably 1/3 of the way. So we're going to use this piece of wood. I hate wasting wood. We're going to leave the ends. Well, the ends I obviously cut on the saw. The table saw aren't going to be rough cut. But the back and the edges, I'm going to leave those rough cut. Okay, I've got the material clamped down on the Shapeoko. If you've seen my other video, this is kind of my own design, and so far it's worked pretty well. It definitely holds the material solid, so I don't have any issues with that. I'm just concerned that the material itself is square to the table. So we're going to find our center line. And I should really cut this in half, because it's usually too long for what it is I'm looking to do. That's going to be close enough for this project. And we're going to go corner to corner, and that will give us our center line, or our center of the material. And this is kind of important when it comes time to zero your router. Okay, so now we're going to jog the router, and we're going to get it to that center line. We're going to jack up the increment speed to fast, and we're going to move it to the center of that X. Slow down the increment speed a little bit. get a good view. We're pretty darn close, but not quite there. Okay. One click to the negative X. We're centered. We're going to use our trash paper to get our depth on the Z. Wiggle that around a little bit. Now I want to go a little deeper, so I've got that pinched pretty good. As you see, it tore it off. I do that quite often. I want to make sure that I cut deep enough so that when I plane this out, and you'll see what I mean, that my cut is gone deep enough so that it still looks good. So we'll come over here. Let's look at the screen. And again, this is the software that you get with the Shapeoko 3. So I've got my center zeroed, so we're going to set 0 and 0 all. Done, done. Now I've already done one of these, but if you were going to load a new file, you click on Load New File, and you scroll around, find the file that you want to load. That would be your NC file. And we want no hunting NC. And then we're going to click on Run. Now it's going to prompt me to change the tool. So once I click Start, it's not going to start the cutting process. It's going to prompt me to change the bit. So there's the prompt for the bit. I'm not using the 90-degree V cutter. I find that if you trick the machine into thinking that you're using a specific cutter, that it works out pretty well for different cutters. So let's move back over to the cutting. Get a halfway decent shot on that. Now, the bit that I'm using is this Bosch Precision Pro, and it's a straight mortising bit with a 1/4 inch shank. Although that can't be right. It's got to be, yeah, it is a 1/4 inch shank. And I really like these Bosch bits because they have all the dimensions in it, so when you're loading it into your software, it makes it really easy. But this was fairly inexpensive compared to the bits that they tell you should use for CNC routers. I think this was $17. And it really, really makes a nice cut, as you're about to see. So now I'm going to click on the Continue in the software, and it's going to start the program. I'll start up the router. Things are going to get a little loud, and we'll get going with this cut. And again, I'm cutting a little bit deep because after I paint this, I am going to put it back through the planer, and I want to make sure that there's enough depth so that it shows up once the second planing process is complete. Now the way I set up the G-code, it requires very little cleanup. So this is a pretty quick process. And again, the reason that I did This particular clamp system is speed. Very easy to install your workpiece, very easy to uninstall it. So there it is. We're going to put a little paint on it, clean it up first, of course, and we'll be back. Okay, here it is cleaned up with a little bit of red paint on it, and that'll make it easier to see if you plan on hanging this someplace in the woods where it's a lot of green. These pieces here are intentionally left behind. I don't know, I just thought they kind of look cool. And there's two different fonts, so that's why there's no tabs in the end for no, but there are in the end for the word hunting. So we're going to let this dry, and we'll run it through the planer, and I'll show you how it comes out. Hang in there. Thanks. Okay, this has been drying about half an hour, and it should be good to go to run through the planer. So let's go ahead and do that and see how it turns out. Okay, and that's 2 light passes through the planer, and as I said, the tabs on the ends stay put, and I'm going to throw a little bit of clear coat on this and it'll be ready to hang. I'll be back. Okay, so there it is. That literally took, other than the paint drying, less than 10 minutes to make. And you can hang it by drilling a couple of holes in it, screwing it to a tree, putting a rope or a chain on it, hanging it, any way you want, really. But I just thought I'd share this. It's something I've been into lately, and I hope you guys like it. Enjoy the rest of your day. Talk soon. It dawned on me that some people may be curious as to the depth per pass, step over, feed rate, and so on. So I thought I would show that as well. And I did set up the cut depth manually. So, all right, this time, for sure. Talk to you later. Take care.